On November 10, 2025, at the Eastern Front Line, just 6.2 miles from the death zone of Pokrovsk, Ukraine launched a direct strike on a Type 75 artillery formation operated by North Korean troops, recently deployed to reinforce Russian units just 3 days prior. On the ground, 5 artillery systems were being loaded with full shells, enough firepower to flatten 250,000 square meters of Ukrainian territory. Accompanying the North Korean battery was a Tiger M armored vehicle for escort and 2 Ural 4320 trucks carrying 107mm rocket warheads. Nearly 20 Russian gunmen stood watch. They rotated through firing, reloading, and changing shifts, a closed-loop cycle lasting several hours. Convinced the dense forest would shield them, they were wrong. From 4,900 feet to the north, a small quadcopter UAV, OSA-class recon drone, silently watched their every move. A second drone flew lower, sweeping the outer ring, locking onto the weak points of the formation. Its Boson 640 infrared stabilized camera fixed on the driver cabin, then drifted down to the glowing artillery barrels. Precisely 9:15 a.m., November 10th. The Pokrovsk battlefield looked like chaos during the UAV recon team's routine sweep. The command staff of the Height Predators unit from the 59th Brigade spotted an anomaly, right down to a few pixels on the screen. 8 faint black blobs between tree lines. They weren't moving, but thermal signatures and smoke columns from artillery fire gave them away. These weren't wild animals. It was something that wasn't supposed to be there: Russian artillery crews. By 9:35 a.m., the Height Predators received operational orders from their commander, call sign Raptor. 12 miles away, a Kozak 2M1 armored vehicle UAV command platform lay hidden in the forest. Camouflaged chassis, engine off, absolute silence. The antenna atop the vehicle just received the full data packet from the recon UAV, infrared images, artillery coordinates glowing on the tactical display. Each Type 75 gun position, ammo trucks, Tiger M's defense arc, crew positions, nothing escaped the system's view. Outside, the strike team had finished prepping the launch rail's 20 kamikaze FPV drones, 10-inch carbon frames, quad rotors powered by high-torque electric motors. Death, pre-programmed. But this death cost less than $500 per unit, built from black market parts, each strapped with a 13-pound HE warhead. Each drone was loaded with instructions, compass calibrated, launched in sequence with individual assignments. A current surged into their KV 2400 motors. They screamed off at 96 miles per hour, altitude just 33 feet, flying opposite the patrol route of the Russian ground troops. In silent mode, no one knew they existed. In the distance, the North Korean gunners kept firing in rhythm, unaware that death was now just 3 minutes away. At 9:36 a.m., a flurry of red alerts lit up on the command screen. Signals from the UAVs began to distort at 6.2 miles from target. Video jittered, latency spiked, control inputs dropped. The system flagged concentrated jamming, a dense electronic field originating from a Pole 21 system mounted on the Tiger M guarding the artillery. The UAV control link was being shredded by hundreds of spoofed signals. GPS jammed, data link cut. The AI autopilot began freezing. But Putin wasn't the only one with tech. 33 miles southwest, a Ukrainian support vehicle had been waiting. Inside a Mercedes Sprinter from the 59th Brigade sat a mobile station with L3 anti-jamming equipment integrated with DKM modules and a homemade EW disruption unit, a dedicated system built to break Russian spoof traps. In under 10 seconds, the device roared to life. A clean 5.8 GHz frequency rebuilt a guidance corridor right through the jamming wall. Spoof signals began fading, interference stabilized. The UAV control network reconnected. The entire team broke through the jamming field. The lead FPV kamikaze drone now had a solid lock on the North Korean artillery vehicle. Its camera feed showed the soldiers sitting calmly, still believing their jamming was invincible. The kamikaze swarm had entered kill range. Each drone locked onto its specific target: gun emplacements, ammo trucks, crews, and the escort vehicle. On the command screen, each video feed showed low-altitude footage, barrels still pointed skyward, glowing hot. crews unaware. But seconds later, a North Korean soldier near the battery suddenly turned, realizing a faint noise that wasn't wind. It was rotor blades. He shouted something, pointed northwest, then instinctively dove to the ground. A Russian soldier near the Ural truck flinched, dropped a box of ammo, and yanked his AK rifle off his shoulder. Shouts echoed down the line. A PKM machine gun atop the Tiger M opened up, spraying wildly into the sky. One young Russian soldier, panicking, threw his rifle directly at a drone instead of chambering around, but it was useless. It was already too late. The PKM's firing angle couldn't track the UAVs coming in from low arcs. Too fast, too erratic. A few soldiers tried to fire after them with rifles, but not a single round touched the composite shells coated with radar-absorbing material. On the control screen, all target markers turned red. Lock confirmed. Distance to impact under 1,300 feet. Too late to retreat, and no one left to give the order. The first strike drove straight into an artillery barrel still chambered. Its attack angle matched the pre-programmed vector. The initial blast tore the cannon apart, barrel recoiling skyward. Half a second later, the number 4 loader's shell compartment exploded, crew flung into the air. 3 more artillery guns met the same fate. One snapped in half, the others couldn't rotate fast enough to respond. A drone rammed through the shield plate in front of one gun. A North Korean gunner hiding behind was hurled back. The domino effect shattered the entire battery. Flames and smoke shot up 196 feet, visible from miles away. The second UAV cluster struck the Ural ammo truck, aiming for the fuel drum stacked with 107mm rocket warheads. One drone pierced through the cabin at a low angle. Another dove straight into the clustered warheads, becoming the detonator that set them all off. The HE blast shredded both the vehicle and its driver. The 210-liter diesel tank detonated along with the 107mm rockets. The explosion incinerated the truck, triggered a chain reaction among the munitions, and the shockwave scattered everything: dirt, debris, and bodies 165 feet outward. The escort vehicle tried to engage with its mounted machine gun, shooting down a few UAVs, but the rest kept coming, diving toward each North Korean soldier. One tried to lie flat and camouflage. Another clung to a dead tree branch in desperation. A few on patrol nearby were also targeted. Some tried to flee in vehicles and motorcycles. None made it. One soldier who had nodded off nearby became a target too. The formation was shattered in minutes. No one left with combat capability. Thick black smoke rolled across the forest. From the recon UAV hovering at 4,900 feet, the entire site was just a spreading fire blotch, like spilled ink across white paper. The Ural truck's chain explosion not only wiped out the ammunition stock, but split the entire artillery formation in two. Around the truck, only burned wreckage remained. Wood and steel fused together. Fragments of what used to be shells were now embedded in tree trunks and speared into the earth. The soil beneath the wheels was on fire. Unexploded incendiaries continued popping sporadically. No more commands, no more commanders, no more formation. Every rhythm of artillery operation was now paralyzed. Confusion spread like a virus, the survivors reduced to pure instinct. Nearly 20 minutes after the final UAV completed its strike, a mechanized rescue team from Russia's southern military district finally approached. They advanced cautiously from the main supply route, step by step into the impact zone. Above the treetops, smoke hadn't cleared. The smell of burned explosives mixed with blood and molten plastic, forming that thick metallic scent unique to post-battle zones. When the ambulance stopped at the edge of the battlefield, no one stepped out right away. The crew froze for a few seconds, staring through the windshield, then realized the truth. There was no one to save. No one left to call wounded. Only bodies, charred, shredded, fused with steel. The BTR deployed its medics. 5 rescue troops advanced into the core, carrying stretchers and medical kits. They found only blackened human lumps, twisted barrels, and fires still smoldering under thermally shocked earth. The lead officer's report was transmitted back to the Forward Artillery Brigade's headquarters. Entire position flattened. No survivors. Zone classified as heat and fragmentation level 3. At least 27 confirmed dead. No identifiable remains. Bodies fully incinerated. Weapons and munitions unrecoverable. Inside the ambulance, black body bags were stacked, empty. No one needed gauze. No one needed heart stimulants. Because here, there were no hearts left beating, no statement from Kyiv, no video released, not a single official line. But in Pokrovsk, everyone understood what had just happened. A North Korean-operated artillery company deployed to the front less than 72 hours prior had vanished from the combat map in just 18 seconds of attack. The result: 5 Type 75 artillery guns obliterated, 2 Ural ammo trucks chain detonated, more than half the soldiers killed, the rest rendered combat ineffective, the entire artillery formation neutralized. On Ukraine's side, not a single casualty. Only 20 FPV UAVs lost. Average unit cost $500. In return, an entire segment of enemy artillery defenses wiped out. For the Russian troops still stationed around Pokrovsk, this wasn't just a tactical loss, it was a silent warning.